What's up, friends? Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Heading into the weekend. Whatever that means. I'm enjoying some McBaron H&H burley slices. At least I think that's what it's called. I know it's the McBaron H burley slice, but I'm not sure if that's the name of it. Smoking it in my Ben Wade. Probably get arrested if someone from San Jose drove by right now because of the smoke. Well, if you could see in the background, there's no color in the sky. Normally that's blue, if you haven't been paying attention. I'll show you across the street. Normally, you can see mountains back there. Those mountains are only 3 miles away. Can't see them at all. Completely obscured by smoke from the campfire. Not the campfire, you know, let's go put some sticks in the ground and cook some fish, but a place called camp is on fire. Roughly 120 miles north of us, and well, you see how it is. It's burned. I think the last thing I saw said 80,000 acres, and it started yesterday morning at 7 o'clock. So in less than a day and a half, that sucker has spread to 80,000 acres. That's unbelievably fast. They've evacuated entire towns up there of 30,000 people. Like, we have a friend that lives up there, and she left her car on the side of the road and ran to safety because gridlock, they couldn't get out. It was too many people trying to get out on these little 2-lane roads, and they weren't moving, and the fire was catching them quickly. As a matter of fact, some pictures came out today of hundreds of cars that were just abandoned, that were burned out. I can't remember the number of structures that have been burned so far. Thousands possibly, definitely way up in the hundreds. I can't remember the number. And I think 5 people have died so far. They've been giving out fire warnings for the last 2 weeks. Conditions have been just terrible for something like that to happen, and then it happened. There were in the hills, in these hills up just north of us, like 10 or 12 miles north of us, is Mount Diablo. Winds reach 70 miles per hour up there. That, with low humidity and fire, does not equal good news. We're safe from fire, I'm fairly certain. I've said it before, unless something just absolutely catastrophic happens, we won't ever be burned out in a way like that. We're too much in the middle of a city. we're not far from the mountains, but it would take a mess to get us to have to evacuate from fire. Floods, another story. But you hear me sniffling. I looked at the weather report right before I came out here, and the particulate matter for San Jose, it's normally like 20 or 30 out of 500 on this little scale, and they list that as like moderate or something. Right now, when I looked at it a few minutes ago, it was 182. Unhealthy, it said. Yeah, no kidding. So I spent most of the day inside. I watched a chess game. The first game of the World Chess Championships was played today. I watched that game for 7 hours. One game. Ended in a draw, of course. It was interesting though, because both of them had some serious chances to win that game, and both of them made some not so great moves and lost that chance. And both of them came back from that to get in the position where they could have a draw. So it was a really good game. It's going to be a 12-game match, and the first one to get 6.5 points wins. You get a point for a win, a half a point for a draw. Could be the first American chess champion since Bobby Fischer, if one of them wins it. Or Magnus Carlsen could extend Norway's current run. I think he's held it for six or 8 years. I think he won it and then has defended it 3 times. He may have only defended it twice. But that's a pretty solid run. 6 or 8 years either way. The guy from the U.S., he's actually Italian. I don't know if he was born in Italy or how it works, but anyway, his name is Fabiano Caruana. I'm kind of rooting for him. A little bit of an underdog. They're the 2 best players in the world. They're probably within 10 rating points of each other, maybe fewer than 5. "26 and 27 years old, top of the world." Good times. Thanks everybody who gave me some suggestions for top 10 lists. I got so many of them I could do a top 10 list of top 10 lists I've received. A couple of them I don't know anything at all about, but we'll see. If anybody else has suggestions on something I could do for a top 10 list, that would be cool. That's about all I got. I don't have much to say, I guess. So, I guess that's when you turn the video off, right? You guys enjoy your pipe. Ignore the hype. See you soon.